Ooh. All right, setting up your meeting for a YouTube live. I think I'm probably already live, but hey, folks, how are you? This is Kurt, your host of the Mañana No Mas morning check-in, and today is Thursday. It's February 11th, 2021. Today, the message went out on email. I thought that was a pretty good message today, actually. And then I sent out a secondary email inviting people to go to a webinar with Joe Iribarren, right? And so Joe Iribarren is one of my power partners. He was part of the Power Sport Roundtable, and man, he's just a genius when it comes to, things like, the BDC for a dealership, right? Business Development Center, collecting and reviewing phone conversations at the dealer level. And then, of course, giving people ideas on how to optimize those interactions. So Joe's really, really good at that. And so I know that his talk today, the webinar, had something to do with like dealing with the Karens, like embracing the Karens at your business or something like that. So I thought that would be a really good webinar, and I shared that out on email today. So folks, and it was a free webinar. I'm sure it's chock full of value. So that's one of those things where if you're watching me now, and I'm late doing the Mañana No Mas morning check-in because I've had a really, really busy, productive morning. Here's the deal. If you had signed up to be on my mail list, you would have gotten the invitation, right? And that's the unfortunate part, is sometimes things are last minute. So if you would take the opportunity now, go to mañananomas.com, mañananomas.com, click on Academy at the top of that site, and it'll take you to my Learning Center. And inside the Learning Center, right on the home page, is a thing that says, subscribe to the newsletter. And if you do that, you'll be on the mail list and you'll get those types of notifications. And so I think that that's important. Things are happening, and I'm just going to be blunt. Things are happening almost faster than I'm ready for things to happen. I sowed a lot of seed in 2021. Those of you that followed along for the ride, you saw the effort and you saw what was happening. And now it's day after day after day. I'm getting up earlier. I'm working earlier. I'm working more. I'm scheduling more meetings. I've got dealers that I'm networking with for a brand, and that's going really, really, really well. However, I've also got that project online, the Challenge Connection, and I just had a really great meeting again today with the Challenge Connection. So things are morphing, things are changing. This community, and I use the term community very much on purpose, this community is growing. I have multiple, when I say power partners, it's a phrase I picked up from Timothy Morgan. Timothy Morgan uses the term power partners, and I like it because here's the deal. I might not be financially connected to each and every person that's in my inner circle, but we are sharing each other's energies. We're sharing each other's talents. We're sharing each other's strengths. And when you do that as a group, when everybody leans on each other's strengths, the growth really starts to manifest. And so I'm telling you now, you want to be part of this community as it grows and as it morphs into what my mind's eye is picturing as a successful community. I think back to when John Maxwell sent me an email back in like 2010. I think it was 2010. And it was like, hey, want to come out to my house for the week? I'm thinking about starting this organization of trainers, right? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at that time. There was so much going on. We were really struggling in Albuquerque. The economy was bad nationwide, but man, it was really bad in Albuquerque. And I met with my wife and we had a discussion. And as a couple, we decided I would not join the John Maxwell team at that time. So that was one of the things I always regretted. And in 2016, I was able to make the John Maxwell certification a reality in my life. And you know what? Someone will say, oh, certification, that doesn't make or break you. No, it doesn't make or break you. But for me personally, I've always regretted not being one of the original people to do it. And I wanted to make sure I followed through. I wanted to make sure that I could be good to myself and that I could make that happen. And I did. 2016, I became a member of the John Maxwell team. Here's the interesting thing. That was 2016, right? That was 5, 6 years later after John had started that program. And I wasn't in the first 12. I wasn't in the first 100. I wasn't in the first 1,000. I wasn't in the first 5,000. In that short span, he had grown that network to 13,000 people. And now here we are, 2021, and I'm told there's over 30,000 people in the John Maxwell team. The John Maxwell team is huge and it's powerful. When I network with other people in the John Maxwell team, I feel that strength, that bond that brings us together because of our common foundational philosophies, right? I'm getting a little deep on you guys this morning, but that's because I start with that same leadership foundational philosophy, and I am growing a community. And that community right now is small. My inner circle is really, really small. I'm going to be honest and transparent with you. I don't have hundreds and thousands of people, following me wherever I go, but I've got a good small inner circle, and they're sharp and they're smart. And honestly, they're quite brilliant. And some of them have strengths that far outweigh any of the weaknesses that I possess. And when we get together and we do things together and we commit to helping each other, the results can be amazing. I've got a guy in my inner circle. I shared with him some printed content. I have a lot of content, and I'm really good at content, and aggregating content and organizing content. And so he's got a subject that he specializes in. And I'm like, man, I got some content for that. And so I sent him some content. Now, the challenge connection, boom, 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 boom. I did a soft launch on that February 1st. Those of you on the email list, you got the notification about, hey, this thing is open. If you want to try it out, get in and try it out while you can. You've got a special discount. Boom, boom, boom. Well, my buddy in my inner circle has plugged me into multiple power players in the challenge community. And it's interesting because that's something I probably wouldn't have been able to facilitate on my own. But leveraging a power partner, an inner circle type person, brings that success to the table, just as I was able to bring success to him in the form of content. So this is what I'm talking about, folks. You want to be a part of this, whether you're an online digital marketer, whether you are a corporate trainer, whether you are running a service center, in Louisiana or Canada, it doesn't matter. If you are part of this community as it's beginning to grow and morph and lean on each other from a community sense, I think half a decade from now, you're going to be really thankful that you were on board the Mañana no Mas train. It's almost surreal when you feel it happening. Just this week, I got on the phone with somebody. It was a schedule, one of those LinkedIn, get to know you meetings that I do. And the guy's like, man, when I looked up your account on LinkedIn and I saw that you were the Mañana no Mas guy, I got really excited because I've been following Mañana no Mas for a while, right? I can't tell you what that does to me because, you do all that work in quiet. You do all that work out of the scenes. And then next thing you know, people are following it. And you're like, wow, people actually listen. People actually care. People actually learn something from it. People actually see some inspiration from it. And then you've got something to move forward with. Well, folks, that's it for today. Share. That's my message. I put it out in email yesterday. See, I keep referencing back these email messages, right? Because they go out on a daily basis. Yesterday's email was, hey, share these channels. If you're listening to me on the YouTube channel, share it. If you're on the Mañana no Mas Facebook page, share it. If you're on Twitter right now and you came across this post, share it, retweet it. If you're not already on the mail list, go to mañananomas.com, click on Academy, and sign up for the newsletter list so that you get these near daily emails that go out with a lot of value-added content. I mean, in the last 2 months, I've given away ebooks, tip reports, white papers, all kinds of stuff. And it could be leadership, raising your kids, physical fitness to a fiscal fitness message, all of that. And sometimes you might think, well, why is he talking about this subject? But to me, it's all related because as a business consultant, I'm most concerned with your growth, your energy, and your, productivity, efficiency, and profit, right? So I say, okay, so I'm a business consultant. And then you see all these things out here in the ether Those are not distractions. Those are the tools that I use to help that overall central idea. Hopefully that makes sense. Folks, I love y'all. I say it all the time. It might sound trite. I don't mean for it to sound trite. I love you. I wish the best for you.